Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you are joining me today. Our story begins in a quiet room. The day is over, the laptop is closed, and all textbooks are stacked on the bookshelf. The lights are off, the house is silent, and suddenly the darkness feels different. Nothing has actually changed. The room is the same where you rest, dream, and recover. The furniture is in the same place. The walls haven't moved an inch. But your brain starts to imagine things. A shadow becomes a shape. A small sound feels louder than it should. And even though you know you are safe, a strange feeling appears in your chest. Why does this happen to me? Why do humans fear the dark? To understand this mystery, we have to travel far back into human history, long before cities, electricity, or even street lights existed. For most of human evolution, darkness was not peaceful, darkness was scary. Early humans lived in environments where survival depended heavily on sight. During the day, the world was easier to understand. You could see animals coming, you could see other humans, you could see threats before they reached you. But at night, everything completely changed. Human eyes are not particularly good at seeing in the dark compared with those of many nocturnal animals. Many predators, however, evolved to hunt at night. Big cats moved quietly through the grass. Wolves listened for the faint sound, and owls glided through the darkness with senses perfectly built for the night. Simply because of nature, the advantage of darkness shifted away from humans and toward predators. Imagine being an early human standing in tall grass thousands of years ago. The world is dark and quiet. Suddenly you hear something moving nearby, but you cannot see it. Is it just the wind? Or is it a predator moving silently toward you? In that split second, your brain has to make a life or death decision. And evolution generally favors the safer guess. This is what experts call a false positive. If your brain thinks danger when it was just the wind, you only wasted a little bit of energy and felt a bit of fear. But if your brain assumes it is just the wind when it was actually a leopard, well, that is a false negative, and the result is fatal. So, over thousands of generations, the human brain evolved a simple strategy. When visibility is low, assume potential danger. This is one reason darkness can trigger alertness in the brain. Your senses become sharper, your hearing becomes more sensitive, your imagination becomes more active. In fact, the human brain is extremely good at detecting patterns even when they are not real. A shadow might look like a person. A coat hanging on a chair might resemble a figure in the corner of the room. Your brain is essentially running a constant safety check, and sometimes it overreacts. Another reason darkness can feel uneasy is that humans are strongly visual creatures. A large part of the brain is dedicated to processing visual information. When the lights go off, that information suddenly disappears. The brain dislikes uncertainty. So, when vision is reduced, the mind begins filling the gaps with imagination. This is why people sometimes feel that the dark is not empty. It feels like something might be hidden inside it. Children often experience this feeling more strongly because their imagination is very active. But even adults sometimes feel it, especially in unfamiliar places. Think about walking through a dark forest or entering a quiet building at night. Even if you know there is no real danger, your brain may still feel slightly tense. This is not a weakness, it is biology. But interestingly, darkness is not always fearful. For many people, darkness can also feel calm and comforting. Think about your bedtime routine when the lights are off and the world becomes quiet. Darkness signals something else to the brain. It is time to rest. This is connected to a hormone called melatonin. When light levels drop, it triggers the brain to release melatonin, helping the body prepare for sleep and regulating the body's internal clock. It is also the time when growth and repair happen in the body. So, darkness has two different meanings for humans. For our ancient ancestors, darkness meant an ancient guard dog, which is alert and cautious of the shadows. For our modern lives, darkness often means modern healer, which uses the dark to repair the brain and body after a long day of work. Our brains carry both of these interpretations at the same time. That is why a dark room can feel peaceful when you are safe in bed, but slightly tense when you wake up from a bad dream or alone in a strange place. Your brain is simply following a survival program written millions of years ago. In fact, the modern world is very different from the environment our brains evolved in. Today we have electricity, locked doors, street lights, and secure homes, but our brains still carry impulses shaped in a much older and more uncertain world. Those instincts were not designed for modern bedrooms and quiet apartments. They were designed for open landscapes, woodlands, and nights filled with unknown sounds. So, the next time you feel a little worried in the dark, remember this: your mind is not being childish or weak. It is actually doing something very impressive. It is running a survival program that is millions of years old. It is the same instinct that kept your ancestors alive through ice ages and predator attacks. And strangely, that instinct is the reason we are where we are today. Darkness itself is not the enemy, it is just a quiet reminder of how deeply our ancient survival impulses still live inside us. Before you go, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced that strange feeling in the dark, even when you knew you were safe? Share your thoughts and experience in the comments. I read them all, and your stories truly help me shape the future of this channel. Sometimes a single comment becomes the spark for a whole new episode. Thank you so much for listening. Take a moment to stretch, let your shoulders drop, and enjoy the quiet. I will be back with another story soon. Until then, sleep well, and I will see you in the next episode.